There is one particular setting in ExtendAzon that requires its own dedicated tutorial video, and that is the cart type setting. The reason why this setting takes its own tutorial video is simply because this is really the heart and soul of the ExtendAzon plugin. This determines what is going to be happening on the live part of your website. What are people going to see with their ExtendAzon experience? There are actually 5 different cart types that you can select with this plugin. You might remember these from the plugin installation. When you were going through the setup process, you had to go ahead and choose one of these cart types. 4 of these cart types, the 4 that are at the top that all start with the words on-site, these are all shopping carts that are on your live website. When people click on a product link on your site, it's going to add that product to this shopping cart. Then people can add more products to the cart if they want to. They can update the quantities. And then when they're finished, they can click on the checkout button to proceed to Amazon to add those products to their Amazon shopping cart. With this very last cart type though, the direct Amazon cart links, this particular cart type does not have the shopping cart on your website. It eliminates that step of the process. It goes straight from somebody clicking on a product link to the Amazon website to confirm adding that product to their Amazon shopping cart. Now, that particular setting, the direct links, it is less steps, but people can't add more than one product. They can't change quantities. They don't get the upsell ads that are part of the ExtendAzon shopping cart. So there are a lot of negative drawbacks to using those direct links, even though it is one step less for your visitors to have to take. So at least consider that when you are trying to determine which cart type you want to use. Now all 4 of the on-site shopping carts, all 4 of these up top, they all have a widget that you can use. For 3 of these shopping carts, that widget is required. You can see when you're on the settings page for ExtendAzon, looking at this setting, you can see which ones require the widget, which one has the widget as being optional, and then finally the one that does not need a widget at all. This is really important to remember. If you have any of the ones that are widget required, you have to have it placed. The optional one, you can choose whether or not to have it there. And then the no widget, you don't have to have that widget in place. So with that said, I'm going to start on the optional widget one. My widgets under Appearance and Widgets, I have this ExtendAzon Amazon shopping cart that was over here to begin with, and I simply moved it into place over here into one of these widget areas. Now in most cases you will want to put this under the primary sidebar. That is going to be this main sidebar that is on your website. So you can see this is the widget for this particular shopping cart, and it's placed in the top of the primary sidebar. There could be some cases though, and I have some websites like this, where I don't show that sidebar at all. And so I can't put a widget there because it just simply won't display. In that case, I would have to pick a different widget area. The site-wide top widget area is at least one possibility that on most websites should be available and will actually display. But these are going to vary from one theme to the next. What theme you are using in WordPress will determine the widget areas that are available for you to use. So with that said, I want to demonstrate the actual shopping cart types now. The one that I'm already on is the on-site shopping cart page. This has an optional widget. The widget, which I do have placed, you can see this widget here. I already pointed this out to you. This widget, when you click on it, it takes you to the actual shopping cart. So this is the on-site shopping cart page. This is a dedicated page on your website. You can see right here, it's got the little cart URL for people to visit. And so whenever somebody visits that cart URL, they're going to get to your shopping cart page. You can even add this shopping cart page in as a menu item link if you want to. That cart page, when you select this cart type as your option, the cart page is going to get created for you automatically. The URL for that page will get put into a setting that is directly below this cart type. It's called on-site shopping cart URL, and you can see right here it says cart, just like right here, cart. That is what it is representing. So with that said, if I was using a different cart type, this on-site shopping cart URL setting would not be displayed here. In fact, if I change this right now, if I were to select Sidebar shopping cart, this setting is still here right now, but if I save this page, when I come back here, that setting is going to be gone. So it's only going to show up when I have this cart type selected. So that's the first thing important to remember. If you are selecting a cart type, after you select it and save the changes, come back to this cart settings page just to make sure there's nothing down here below in terms of a setting that you would want to modify. For at least some of these, there are additional settings. The on-site shopping cart page has this cart URL. The right and the left tabs have a setting that lets you set the text for that tab. So I mentioned that the page was a real page. You can see right here, shopping cart. I can view the shopping cart page. That's the shopping cart page. And within the shopping cart page, the only thing that's there is this WordPress shortcode, ExtendAzon shopping cart. So wherever this shopping cart is located on the page is where the shopping cart is going to show up. This actually means, though, that if you want to, you can make changes and customizations to this shopping cart page. You can add text that's going to be above or down below the entire shopping cart. Just to show you what I mean here, I'll put a little bit of text above and a little bit of text below, and then I can go refresh my shopping cart page and I can see where this is going to show up. So text above is above the entire shopping cart and text below is below the entire shopping cart, and this includes any upsell ads and other messages and things of that nature that might be a part of the shopping cart. So once again, you can use this to actually customize. You're not stuck with just the default shopping cart page. You can add your own text and other content into those pages if you wish to. So now the on-site shopping cart page has a couple of differences from the other shopping cart types that are available. The on-site shopping cart types that are available even. One of them, beyond having that dedicated page that you can actually go and edit, you also have this continue shopping link that's going to be down below the checkout button. When somebody clicks on continue shopping, they'll be taken to a different area of your website where they can simply continue browsing through the products that you have for sale. You can control that continue shopping link with these two settings: continue shopping link text, continue shopping link URL. So this is the website address that people visit when they click on continue shopping, and this is the text, continue shopping. So this is completely customizable. I have this set to be directing people back to the home page of my website, but you can certainly set that to take people back to any particular area of your site. Wherever you have the products or the ads located, that's basically where you would want to have this continue shopping URL pointing to. Now this will automatically point to the home page of your URL or the homepage of your website by default. So it's going to put this URL for you automatically. You only have to go back through and edit this stuff or do anything to these settings if you don't want to use the default values. So now I mentioned before that this little widget here goes to the shopping cart page. You can see here in my shopping cart, I have 4 of this product. I have 1 of this product. My subtotal is $528.95. If I look at this little widget here, it's got the number 5 next to the shopping cart. That's the number of items that have been added to the shopping cart. Over here, you can see the subtotal. So this little widget icon, this is again the widget for the on-site shopping cart page. This widget will display these stats, these brief stats about what somebody has added into their cart, and then they can also use this to get back to their cart in the future if they would like. Previously, I was talking about some of the differences of this cart and the other carts that are available. The other main difference that you will notice is this little section of upsell ads down at the bottom. This section of ads is a lot larger on the dedicated cart page than it is on any of the other cart types. On this page, you get 5 upsell ads that are going to be displayed along with the shopping cart. Once there is a product that is actually in the shopping cart, these ads will show up. On any of the other on-site shopping carts that you can use with ExtendAzon, you're only going to get 2 ads and not 5. This is important to realize because there are settings that affect these ads. For example, there is a setting that affects the rotation of these ads. If I click on one of these arrows, I have a right arrow and I have a left arrow over here, I can rotate through the ads that are available. There's typically more ads available than the ones that can simply be seen right off the bat. Notice though, every time I click on the button, I'm only moving one ad out of the way at a time. On the Cart Upsells tab, there are settings that allow me to control those upsells. Now there's going to be a dedicated tutorial to talk about these cart upsells, but just to briefly point this out to you, I have a setting called Rotate Ads Step, and this controls the number of ads that are going to be rotated at a time. So currently I'm rotating 1 ad, but I could choose to rotate 2 ads, or I could choose to rotate all of the ads. All of the ads simply means however many ads are going to be displayed at one point in time. So I mentioned that all of the other on-site shopping carts were going to have 2 ads that get displayed. Having the default setting, which is 1, would rotate through half of what you could currently see. Setting it to 2 would rotate all of them. Setting it to all would also rotate 2 in that case. The place where this all setting becomes more important is on this dedicated shopping cart page that I've been showing you. After refreshing this page and changing that setting, if I go down to these arrows and click on one, you can see I'm rotating 5 products at a time instead of just 1 product at a time. So, depending on how many products you would want someone to be able to scroll through at once, how quickly you would want them to be able to move through this particular listing, you can modify that setting that I was just showing you. This is the most important though on the dedicated shopping cart page simply because there are more ads available to be seen. You can see now I'm rotating through 2 of these ads at a time. And by the way, there's never an end to rotating through these ads. I can continue to click on this right button forever and it will keep rotating ads for me. It's not a never-ending source of ads, it's a set number of them, but it's on a never-ending loop. I think this is where it started. So I rotated through all of the available ones and I got back to the beginning now. Now, in addition to that shopping cart that I've been showing you where it's on its own dedicated page, there are a couple of other kinds of shopping carts that you can use with this plugin. I'm going to show you one now. This is the on-site Sidebar shopping cart. So I'm going to select this and save my setting. Now I'm going to go back to my cart settings really quick here. You can see those settings that I had before where I was specifying like the continue shopping text in the URL and the cart URL. Those settings are gone now. They're gone simply because I've changed this shopping cart. So now that I'm using the Sidebar shopping cart, I can go back to my website and I can go ahead and refresh my page and see the changes. Now notice that I'm not in a valid shopping cart anymore. I'm still on my shopping cart URL. And in fact, this is still a page that exists in the WordPress website. I can still edit it just like I was before. But that page is no longer active. That shortcode that's in that page is no longer generating the shopping cart because I have changed my settings. It's no longer enabled. And there's a little message here that's going to let me know that. If you do enable the on-site shopping cart page that I was just showing you, and then later decide to disable it and go for one of the other shopping cart types, if you're not going to end up using it, you're likely going to want to eventually go back and trash that old shopping cart page. So if I click trash here, that shopping cart is simply going to go away. With that said, I switched this shopping cart to the sidebar. So you can see now the sidebar shopping cart. It gets squished over here in whatever space is available for the sidebar on your website, and every page on your site that shows the sidebar will now show the shopping cart along with it. When somebody clicks to add a product to the shopping cart, it goes straight over here. It never leaves that page, and it just adds that product to the shopping cart. So this kind of shopping cart and all the other ones besides the dedicated page one will function like this, where it won't have to leave the page. So it's pretty non-invasive. People can still keep browsing the page that they were looking through and add these products to their shopping cart. I mentioned before the upsell ads, how it goes down to 2 of them. You can see here there's only 2 of them. They still rotate the same way. The rotation setting, the step, still affects this in the same way. There's just simply less ads that you have to work with. And obviously the shopping cart is squished into a smaller area. Now I mentioned before that the widget was required with all of these other on-site shopping cart types besides that dedicated page. This is why. If the widget wasn't placed, then it wouldn't show up. If I didn't want it over here in this sidebar, if I wanted it in a different widget location, I just move the widget, and then this shopping cart's going to show up in a different spot. So you could have it showing up across the top of your page or across the bottom of your page. Wherever there is a widget area available in your theme, you can have your shopping cart show up there if you want it to. And that would be using this particular cart type, the on-site sidebar shopping cart. Now the next one is a tab shopping cart. There's actually 2 of them. There's on-site right tab and there's on-site left tab. Both of them are essentially the same thing. However, the placement of them is really the one major difference. If I click on refresh now, you can see my shopping cart is now over here and it's in this little slide out tab. You may have noticed when the page first loaded that the little cart tab was just over here on the side of the page. The cart wasn't actually showing because the cart was still loading up. But that was actually the cart sliding out. You can click on this tab and hide and show the shopping cart. So for people that don't want the shopping cart to be bugging them while they're browsing through, if they don't want the shopping cart to be taking up space within their sidebar, for example, this cart tab is a great option. And it also works like the sidebar where you click on a product to add it to it and you don't have to leave the page. It all updates while you're on the same page. And again, you have the upsell ads and 2 of them being shown with this particular one. So this is also one of the cart types that requires a widget. However, it does not really matter where you have this widget placed because it's going to take it out of wherever it's placed and put it into these tabs. So you notice I never changed my widget location. It's still in this sidebar, but because this tab setting is now active, it pulls it out of this sidebar and it sticks it in this tab. The same thing works for the left tab. If I update this and refresh my page, I'm now in a tab but on the other side of the page. And again, this expands and collapses and adds products to it without ever leaving the page, just like the rest of them do. So there are not a lot of major differences between a lot of these shopping carts. However, each one kind of has its own individual feel, its own personality, if you will, a way that it kind of works with or integrates with your website. So if you're looking to achieve a particular look or feel to your site, simply modifying your cart type can be a really easy way to achieve that. Now finally, we have the last kind, which is the direct Amazon cart links. I'm going to select this one now just so you can see how it works. I'm going to save my changes, and then we will go back and update this page. Before I actually refresh this page and show you the direct links, let me show you real quick the normal shopping cart checkout. Any of the shopping carts that are on-site shopping carts that you can use with ExtendAzon, they're all going to have this checkout button in the shopping cart. And whenever you click on this checkout button, you're going to be taken to this page that you see here. On Amazon, add to shopping cart, please confirm that you want to add these items to your shopping cart. Then people click on continue and it adds those products to your shopping cart on Amazon, and then they can proceed with checkout if they want to, or even go and continue browsing the Amazon website. This is what sets the 90-day cookie. When they click on this continue button, that 90-day cookie will get set on their browser. So with that said, let me refresh this page now so you can see how the direct links are going to work. Close this previous window I had here. So now when I go and click on an Amazon link on my site, I'm going to be taken to the same page that you just saw, add to shopping cart. Please confirm I want to add these items to my cart. The difference here is that there is no shopping cart on our website now. You go straight from the product to this add to shopping cart page on the Amazon site. Again, this is a more direct path to get to that 90-day cookie. However, people can't add as many products as easily. They can't change the quantities because they don't have access to that on-site shopping cart anymore like we had previously. It's also worth mentioning that now that I have the on-site shopping cart disabled where I'm not actually using it, I still had my widget in place from before, and it's not actually going to get used. So if you are going to use the direct cart links, make sure you do not have that widget actually placed, or it's going to put text out there that may simply confuse the people that are visiting your website. So hopefully this gives you a pretty clear understanding of all of the different cart types that are available with the ExtendAzon plugin. So you can choose which one you prefer to use on your website, which one you think will work the best with your site design, where your Amazon links are, how you want your Amazon links to function, and even the kind of experience that you want your visitors to have.